Wow, what a game that was. Hello, everybody. Terry Bennett here on the Brock Eagle Football Show, brought to you by Tommy Hayes Photography and Lazy S Hacienda, right here on L4 Media, as the Brock Eagles win the rematch against Graham in one of just it was an old school game. I mean, you're talking about an old school slobber knocker in bad weather in the fourth round of the playoffs. You can't get any better than that. And Brock, in their first year in 4A Division II, win the region. And what does that give them? They get to play Carthage. But hey, it's fun when you're the underdog getting it. As always, we're going to be talking to the head coach of the Brock Eagles, Coach Billy Mathis, about last week's huge win against the Graham Steers, and, of course, about this state semifinal matchup this week against Carthage. And look, Carthage is Carthage, man. But I do want to point out, and this might not mean anything. It might mean something. It's the semifinals when Carthage seems to get almost tripped up. And I think Brock definitely has the ability to do that. Is Brock the underdog? Well, yes, of course. But, hey, y'all were the underdog last week, too, and look what happened. We want to thank our sponsors, Tommy Hayes, of course, Tommy Hayes Photography. You can find him online at TommyHayesPhotography.com or on Instagram at Tommy_Hayes_photography. Also, Lazy S Hacienda, located at LazySHacienda.com. Now, if you want to have a wedding, an elopement style wedding, or even a destination wedding, I was actually talking to a couple from Austin. One of the guys, he's a big LBJ fan, and he messaged me asking about Lazy S Hacienda because they want to do a destination wedding outside of Austin, but not in the middle of, like 100% country or 100% down, downtown Fort Worth or Dallas. And I pointed out, yeah, that'd be the perfect place. So all you got to do is go to LazySHacienda.com. You can plan your event. It's perfect. It's where the wild meets the modern, and we appreciate them being a sponsor. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it's the head coach of the Brock Eagles, Coach Billy Mathis, right here on the Brock Eagle Football Show. Do you have a kid that plays sports? Are you yourself a weekend warrior? Then I'm going to tell you something. Check out NeuroGuardPlus.com. That's NEURO GuardPlus.com. It's a mouthpiece that can not only help with concussions, but can dramatically affect the way you perform. And the mission of NeuroGuard is to, of course, reduce the risk of suffering a concussion when participating in any contact sport, military, anything that you're doing physical that you could take a blow to the head. You might want to put in a NeuroGuard mouth guard. And as I said, it not only helps eliminate concussions, it helps you perform better by simply aligning your jaw properly. And that sounds like such a simple thing, but it is so important because it allows oxygen to get to your brain. And when you get oxygen to the brain, you don't have that fog of sports or that fog of war where you get confused. And if you've ever played football, that's a sport where that can happen. Especially, man, you're in there in the trenches and you take a shot to the side and all of a sudden things are spinning. This mouth guard will help you keep focus by, again, simply keeping oxygen going to your brain 100%. Again, check them out, NeuroGuardPlus.com. And if you play sports, if you have a kid that plays sport, if you do something physical, one of the things that Dr. Hutchinson, the creator of this, was talking about was some people will use it when they're doing yard work and when they're mowing and things like that, where they're being physically active because they know it helps align their jaw and it keeps oxygen going to the brain, which also helps your lungs, by the way, when you can have full breath every time as you're performing. So again, check them out, NeuroGuardPlus.com.
Hi, I'm Josh Bell with the Miami Marlins. I wear NeuroGuard to help with strength and coordination when I'm in the weight room and help with balance when I'm on the baseball.
Terry Bennett back here on the Brock Football Show, now joined by the head coach of the Eagles, Coach Billy Mathis. And, Coach, man, that was an old-fashioned slobber knocker in bad weather. Everything you think about romantically about football, that's what it was. But more importantly for y'all, it was a great win, 12-10 over Graham. What were your thoughts?
Just so proud of the boys, and in their preparation throughout the week of just how focused they were. Was going out there and executing the game plan, and we played so hard. That's really what won the game for us. I thought our guys, we had some mistakes, we had some turnovers, but they, for 4 quarters plus, they never laid down, and they just went out there and fought. We won the line of scrimmage. We did what we needed to do. We had to stop, Ty Thompson from running up and down the field on us. The guys did a great job of, tackling him, which is, always easier said than done. But, it was that fight. It was that determination, that perseverance that you talk about all the time that leads good teams to being great teams. And, man, just after it's all said and done, I just so proud of the boys and the way that they came out and executed. And, boy, you want to talk about a game. Gosh, it was loud. The fans were unbelievable. Man, it was just it was very movie-like.
Well, and we've talked about this before, you and I personally. Me and Coach Chad Worrell have talked about this before, and Grant, my co-host on Sideline to Sideline. One of the weird things about Brock in football is it's been hard to really find a consistent rival, and it feels like after this year, Brock Graham, that's going to be one of those games you're going to want to check out every year.
Oh, I agree, 100%. I agree, 100%, man. Both great programs, both have a lot of tradition, both, as you can see, both bring a ton of people to the games, and it's as loud as it can be. So, it's always exciting to have a good rival, and man, it makes for good stories, and it makes for good competition. Not only in football, but basketball, baseball, track. All year long. When you get a chance to go out there and compete against a group of kids, and I'm just excited that that where we are. We've got a chance to go out there and just compete the way we have.
Well, you slay one giant and you get another. But before we get to the Carthage game, I want to ask you, for you and for the program, how big is it that in your first year of 4A Division II, and I know a lot of people had y'all ranked really high, but still to get to the state semifinals, I mean, this feels like a transitional moment in Brock Eagle football.
It's huge. To be where we are in our first year in 4A, we knew we could do it, and I think there were people out there that thought, hey, yeah, they can probably do it. And then, the reality of getting it done, it's tough to do, not only physically, but mentally, just getting over that hump of, hey, we're in 4A and we've got to do this. The competition's better week in and week out. But our boys have done such a good job of preparing, done such a good job of believing, that we knew we could get there. But it's a huge deal, and don't want to make light of it. We've been very lucky and very, fortunate and very talented over the years. This group of seniors, this is their 62nd game.
Wow.
To play since they were freshmen, right? They had 16 game seasons. Last year was a 15 game. Now it's another, playing their 15th game this season. So these boys have played a lot of football.
All right, well, let's talk about it. Carthage, I mean, they're the beast of 4A Division II. They walk on water. They do all that. So for Brock, how can y'all beat Carthage?
The thing about us is we're playing as good and we're playing as hot as anybody right now. And Carthage they're an amazing football team with, all the state championships and everything that they've done. That's what we told the boys. They're an unbelievable football team. They've got great talent, but so are we. And we expect to win. We expect to go out there, dominate the line of scrimmage. We expect to go out there and tackle well, go play good fundamental football, and do what we do. Biggest deal for us, we can't go out there and let the allure, the Carthage, people talk about that Carthage spell, get on you, just because they are Carthage. Now, we respect them and we know how good they are, but, we're not going to go out there and fear them just because they are Carthage. You see people all the time, the big teams, we've been in that situation before too, right? Where we were the big dogs and, unfortunately we've lost, last year Carthage got beat. I mean, every team has a chance, once you go out there, and that's why you play the games on Friday nights. And you get to this time of the year, both teams are playing well, but you got to go out there and you got to get it done on the field.
Well, and you and I talked about this last week. Y'all were the underdog last week, and I felt y'all kind of wore that title well. And I kind of think in a way it's a little bit refreshing for Brock to be like, okay, we're the underdog in this one.
It is a little bit. It's a good driving factor, man. It really pisses you off when you're an underdog because you want everybody to believe in you the way we believe in ourselves, and that's just not reality. But we take it and we run with it. We use it, to fuel our fire. So, last week we knew we were the underdog. They whipped us pretty good, and man, it irritated the boys for weeks. We tried not to think about it, but it was that fire that kept us going, that went out there and pushed us. It's going to be the same thing this week. Most people are picking us to lose. We get it. We understand. We know how those things work, but that's okay. We don't pick us to lose. We expect to go out there and fight and win and go do whatever it takes to go take care of business tonight.
Here at L4 Media, we talk high school football, 4A, 3A, and 2A in Texas. We talk East Texas sports. We talk NFL, guy talk, movie and booze. We also talk wrestling and so much more. And you can see it all on our YouTube channel at L4 Media Company. Like and subscribe. As always, we want to thank Coach Mathis for joining us here. All right, so this is where that time of year where I always have to say this. If Brock loses, we'll do a show probably the week after Thanksgiving. After Christmas, just kind of a wrap-up. If Brock wins, there will be a coach's interview, but it will not be a Brock Eagles show. It'll be part of the state championship preview show. And, of course, I'll post that over not only on our stuff, but over on the Brock football Facebook page and all that as well. And we'll also have a watching party for the game. So if you're not able to make the game and you want to hang out and watch the game, now we can't stream the game. We can only show me watching the game. It's really weird, but I promise you it's pretty cool. We've been doing that on our NFL stuff, and we got some great numbers, and we're doing it during next weekend as for a college playoff game as well. So you're more than welcome to join us there on youtube.com/at L4 Media Company or on our Facebook page, Sideline to Sideline. The live streams will be there. And then I'll post the preview shows the day of the game. If Brock makes it, so that'll be Friday morning. The show will go up, so you can check that out before going to the game, or like I said, if you're watching it with us as well. All right, hey, this has been an awesome year, and I know Brock's the underdog this week, and they were the underdog last week. But no matter what, the fact that everybody wondered how Brock would adjust to big boy football, quote unquote, and it seems like they've adjusted pretty well. Until next time, this is the Brock Eagle Football Show on L4 Radio.